नमस्ते एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ 3xp। आज का एपिसोड होने वाला है सोलो कंप्लीट रॉ। आज का एपिसोड कंप्लीट रॉ होने वाला है क्योंकि मुझे एक पॉडकास्ट है रिकॉर्डिंग ए नेक्स्ट एंड देन व्हाट आई थॉट इज जस्ट आई विल हैव अ कन्वर्सेशन। बहुत टाइम हो चुका है। इफ़ यू एनकाउंटर अ कोंकणी पॉडकास्ट सडनली एंड इफ़ यू एनकाउंटर अ हिंदी पॉडकास्ट, डोंट बी शॉक्ड। डोंट बी शॉक्ड। अरे क्या है, 2 दिन पहले हिंदी कर रहा था, आज कोंकणी कर रहा है। तो वैसा नहीं है। I'll try to keep it in Hindi, English, but then if the guest vibe well in Konkani, we will do in Konkani, right? I think most of our listeners who are following Trivainers Express, they pretty much know Konkani. And yeah, recently I have started reading books, ठीक है? More of non-fiction. I used to read fiction when my puberty hit me, लेकिन अभी फ़िलहाल non-fictions है like self-help. बिकॉज आई फील सेल्फ हेल्प इज़ द बेस्ट हेल्प। किसी महान इंसान ने कहा है। सो या फॉलोइंग दोज फुटस्टेप्स आई वुड से, ठीक है। एंड समवन रिसेंटली टोल्ड मी लाइक डोंट रीड बुक फॉर द सेक ऑफ रीडिंग इट, ठीक है, फॉर द सेक ऑफ रीडिंग और फॉर द सेक ऑफ फिनिशिंग इट। रोल ऑफ द बुक इज़ टू कीप यू एंगेज्ड, ठीक है। एंड इफ इट इज़ नॉट कीपिंग यू एंगेज्ड देन चेंज द बुक. So talking about YouTube and specifically long form content, people feel that it is kind of dying because our attention span has become so less that we try to consume more and more of short form content. But I think what long form content can provide you knowledge, short form can give you a superficial, like if you're watching, if there are people who are putting out tutorials as well within 30 seconds, but that is just to gain the audience, right? You cannot learn a skill in 30 seconds, learn a skill in 50 seconds. You might get that dopamine बोलते हैं ना, जिसे हाँ I feel good, इतना easy है, but once you go and learn, time is required. That same applies for the content what we are making currently. देखो, you might watch 1 or 2 guests because you know them. Rest of the guest you might feel कि मैं इसका क्यों सुनूं, right? अभी now this point of time we have become resistant, I would say, to someone's opinion, ठीक है, including me. Like if you know the person or if you know he's having that experience and then he's talking, you'll be like चलो मैं सुनता हूँ क्या बोल रहा है. But if a person is not having experience in that field and if he's speaking, then it's not, the words don't have value. Talking about our podcast, we have, for the time as of date today, we have finished around 30-35 podcasts, I would say, and I never felt like the conversation felt repeated kind of. Maybe questions might be a bit इधर उधर repeat हुआ रहेगा एक दो, but the conversation each time was different. Each creator had their own story, and sometimes when I sit back and I edit, I feel कि बहुत ज्ञान का बात बताया इसने, है ना, बहुत ज्ञान का बात बता के गया. समथिंग डिफरेंट एंड इट्स अ लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस, आई वुड से, ठीक है. लाइफ में ना आई हैव रियलाइज्ड कि यू हैव टू, वॉट एवर यू हैव लर्न, यू हैव टू अनलर्न इट, ठीक है, टू लर्न समथिंग न्यू. इफ़ यू हैव लर्न समथिंग एंड इफ़ यू हैव द कैपेसिटी, इफ़ यू हैव द एबिलिटी टू अनलर्न इट, देन जो पॉसिबिलिटी है ना ग्राफ बढ़ने का, वो बहुत ज़्यादा है. सो हैव अ हैबिट टू एक्सेप्ट कि यू स्टिल नीड टू लर्न. डोंट बी इन अ व्हाट आई वुड से, डोंट बी इन अ माइंडसेट कि आई नो एवरीथिंग, ठीक है. इन माई फील्ड, लाइक आई एम अ वीडियो एडिटर, ठीक है, दैट इज़ माई पैशन, आई वुड से. स्टोरी टेलिंग एंड वीडियो एडिटिंग इज़ माई पैशन. पॉडकास्टिंग आई लाइक टू टॉक, ठीक है, दैट इज़ अदर थिंग, बट वीडियो एडिटिंग एंड स्टोरी टेलिंग इज़ माई पैशन. I like to direct. If you have not checked our first channel, 3Viners, you go and check. There are some really good ones which I have directed with our team members. So definitely check out 3Viners. This is 3Viners Express, only for podcast. That is 3Viners only for short films and sketches. So definitely check out that. हाँ, तो क्या कह रहा था मैं, प्रमोशन हो गया मेरा. In video editing, if I feel kind of saturated, then I have an option, ठीक है. What I do is I try to learn something new, right? I try to learn a new software. I try to learn a new way of improving my editing. I try to how we can make it more productive. Sometimes people get amazed. Like they send me a work, we are able to send them a preview so fast. They are like itna jaldi ho gaya. Maybe it is not that tough, but it's the experience over the time, right? Which I was able to once upon a time, which I was able to do in 1 hour. With all the skills, I can easily do it in 10 minutes, and over a period of time it will go to 5 minutes. ठीक है, एकदम भी नहीं होगा, seconds भी नहीं होगा, it takes time, but yeah, that experience helps. And once I'm saturated, then I have so many different things to do that I come to a state where I'm more productive. ठीक है, and it has helped. Recently I've that learn unlearn concept I just applied, and I won't say कि पूरा एकदम 100% एकदम in depth हुआ है, but I was used to a software. I was so much dependent on that, and I had a software which was heard of, and I just tried it. ठीक है, video editing का software. I tried some other software. I was like, अरे this menu and this everything is something different, कुछ अलग ही है. But after 3 days of use, I found it that it is so much efficient that I don't look back at the other software. So yeah, the concept of learn unlearn, definitely try it. Don't feel that you know everything. Okay, be humble, be ready to listen to your co-workers, to your partners, to your team members, जो भी है, और सीखो, नया कुछ सीखो. And in case if you are working for yourself, if you are even if you are working for someone else, in that try to get that skill that can help you, even if you one on your legs. Like if you are left alone, you can be able to sustain yourself. So basically वो है. And I feel now if you have skills, the degrees and the studies won't matter. It will matter to some extent, but having that extra degree won't matter if you don't have that knowledge, if you cannot use it practically. And apparently I feel people might think कि यार पॉडकास्ट करके क्या मिलेगा तुझे, राइट? आर यू थिंकिंग दैट? आर यू थिंकिंग दैट? बी सीरियस है, जस्ट टेल मी इफ यू आर थिंकिंग दैट कि अरे यार तेरे को पॉडकास्ट करके क्या मिलेगा, मेरे को बता. दिस इज़ माई हैप्पी टाइम वेयर आई कैन हैव अ meaningful conversation with someone, even with the podcast with our team members, which I had with Bhupend, I had with Vijay. I wouldn't have that conversation if we met them otherwise, right? और मुझे ये लगता है ना कि if you have that instinct या gut feeling 5%, 10%, 2% big that you should try this, then definitely you should try, right? Podcasting I had in my mind for like 6 to 8 months, ठीक है, और बाद में मैंने इंट्रो किया, मैंने इंट्रो एक बनाया ऐसे ही, मैंने 6 महीने तक आई वॉज जस्ट कैसे करें यार, हाउ विल डू इट, हाउ विल गेट अ न्यू गेस्ट, and how we can have a conversation which will go so long, right? If you want to put something out consistently, then you have to find a sustainable way to put it, right? You shouldn't be like, "Arey, I am out of content." If you like the way of content what we are putting out, if you have any feedbacks, ठीक है, where if you feel any time at any moment कि I should tell him this, this thing can improve the podcast, definitely feel free to tell us, ठीक है. On our Instagram, if you text me or if you text on 3Viners, surely you'll get a reply very fast, because we value each and every follower एकदम अच्छे से. थ्रू अरे मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ यार, ऐसा नहीं कि मस्का लगा रहा हूँ, बट यस सच में. एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस सेम थिंग, आई हैड समवन रिसेंटली टेलिंग मी कि भाई ने बोला आई थिंक यू शुड कंटिन्यू द कन्वर्जेशन मोर, बिकॉज यू आर ऑलरेडी डूइंग सो मच ऑफ पॉडकास्ट. इट्स बेसिकली लाइक वो होता है ना, वो छोटा बच्चा को बोलते हैं ना, अरे भाई नाच के दिखा अरे भाई चल रिलेटिव्स आते तो बोलते हैं अरे नाच के दिखा. आई हैव अ कन्वर्सेशन विद पर्सन आई वाइब ऑफ कोर्स, एंड this is kind of a conversation where we are getting to know each other, right? Getting to know, getting to learn, getting inspired, subconsciously getting inspired, I would say. Definitely feel free to drop us a message on Instagram if you feel कि यूट्यूब पे डालूंगी तो पब्लिक, डालूंगा या डालूंगी तो पब्लिक हो जाएगा, देन डेफिनेटली करो यार, इंस्टा पे मैसेज करो @3vinus_Goa, बिकॉज आई माइट टॉक टू द कैमरा एंड आई माइट फील कि यार सही है, ये तो सही है, बट दैट इज़ माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. इफ आई गेट 4 or 5 फीडबैक्स कि दिस कैन बी इम्प्रूव्ड, definitely we can try, right? So yeah, that's pretty much with this podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening, and if you have stuck till the end, as I always say, you have a great sense of I'm not getting that word, sense of,
अबे जल्दी बोल, कल सुबह पनवेल निकलना है.
you have a great mind, I would say. You have a great mind. So yeah, चलो इधर से काट.